You know, if I could just be honest for a quick second, my biggest pet peeve, hands down, would have to be being interrupted mid-sentence. Welcome back to the channel if you're returning. If this is your first time, my name is Mac in my garage, and before you sits Irene, my 1970 Plymouth Custom Suburban, and unveiled from its cover is Lorraine, my 1991 Mustang Fox Body convertible. In the last video on the channel, we worked on restoring the chrome trim bows, which are the separations for each of the 5 hardboard headliner panels of the station wagon. And as we move towards trying to restore it fully, I've got yet another smaller, what I would call cosmetic preliminary project that needs to be completed before we can tackle the whole thing at once. Try to get all my eggs in the same basket before we throw everything at it. So, with that being said, let's get into this project. Okay, and with a little bit of camera magic, I find myself in the back seat of the station wagon. Also got my trusty flashlight, and that way we can kind of illuminate things so we can see. This is what we got going on. We are going to be redoing the original shoulder belts of the station wagon, and when I say redoing, it's really just these plastic pieces that hold it. You've got this cover. Well, this one's gone. It's actually just deteriorating in the cubby back there, but there is a cover on the other side for the mounting bolt. That way it doesn't look so crude. And then you've got these 2 clips that keep the excess of the belt up and tucked in there. Funny enough, the headliner pieces are just falling apart, and same with the chrome, and then the chrome is being held up just barely by the shoulder belts. So it's all just kind of falling apart, you know, but we're going to get it back. Don't worry, we're going to get it back. We're going to restore it. Got to finish with all of the small other little details that go up with it. That's what we got going on. So it's just the single bolt that holds it. We'll take off the clips, which are probably going to fall apart in my hands as I try to do that. We'll get these over to the workbench, and then we will work on the pieces. Excuse the excess shaking. I've just got the tripod resting on the bench seat, so as I move around, it's prone to move around as well. Go ahead and undo just gently the belt from the clip. This one seems to be the most intact out of any of them. Like that. Never mind the dust. Thankfully I didn't scratch it, but we can take this off right here, like so. And then we just have the one bolt that holds it. There we go. Just like that. Pretty neat. You can actually still see that it has the factory little parts tag that's on there with the date right on. All right, we'll move this over to the workbench. And just one final quick note before we move over to the workbench. I actually just had a piece of this little date code tag break off on me, and thankfully it didn't shear off where any of the numbers were. But it's just so brittle that if I touch it or bend it at all, the entire thing just breaks apart. I'm going to try to do my best to clean around this, but I am going to make sure to definitely take a photo of this because I do know that they do make reproductions of these style tags. The other side actually is just completely gone. All that's left is just the square outline and the sides here. So it's just this, but at least I can take a photo of it. Okay, just got it on the workbench here, and really, like I said, this belt has been tucked up by the ceiling for its entire life, and although this tag is brittle and falling apart, the fabric itself hasn't really had a whole lot of fading due to the UV exposure. So it's just really dusty from the Arizona Nevada climate. So I think I'm going to get by just fine by saturating it with some water and then letting it dry. Sorry about the lighting, just the garage right now is just way too cramped and I can't drag my little spotlight over. So we're just working with what we got here. Move it over into the light just so you can see it a little bit better. Should lighten up just a tad from drying, but other than that, like I said, the belt material is in really, really nice shape. It hasn't pilled very much, and it's not very, very frayed or faded. Just dusty is all. So we're gonna let this dry and we'll move on to the plastic pieces. So I actually found these. These came in a set of 4 that somebody was selling used on eBay, and they're black and they look like they've been painted. And then these are the covers for the mounting bolt, and this came in a 2-pack from another site online, but fortunately they do make these. I do think that these were the same for like the E and D body, some of the more popular models that there would be more aftermarket availability for. So I believe that you can find reproductions of these. These ones are new and these ones are used. we're gonna have to paint these. And I did get some interior paint from Classic Industries. This right here, some interior paint, and this is 434 dark metallic green. It's got a nice metal flake to it. I'd already done another smaller trim piece in the wagon, and although right now the interior is really kind of just a mishmash of different greens and nothing's really the same color, this is the color that I think we're gonna go for. But we're gonna go ahead and move to our little painting booth apparatus that I've got set up in the patio, and we will paint these pieces. Some brake cleaner just to clean the surface. Try to promote a better stick of the paint. You can see some paint already starting to come off because I think these were painted. And I had already completed the other side, so I just have to do these, and then I'll have all 4 of the clips and then the 2 mounting bolt covers done. Coverage. Turn it a little bit. I'll go ahead and zoom in, but I really do like this color. I think it looks very, very well, and it seems to match. Light coats back and forth. Trying to get those lower edges as the piece wraps around. It looks fantastic under the right lighting with that metal flake in there, and I'm really excited to do not only these pieces in this color, but also the little coat hangers and all of the trim, the metal trim with the same grain-like texture that is present, that's around the outer end of the headliner. So it's been maybe just about a minute or so, but this piece I would consider done. You can kind of see the metal flake there. Again, it's not perfect. It's got some chips in it from here, here, and here. It at least looks the part, and I think that this one is ready to be put on. That's it. Just finish up the rest of the pieces, and then we'll head back to the belt and assemble it. And that just about wraps things up for this video. Thanks for tuning in to this short segmented video if you made it this far, and with another project out of the way, we are one step closer to having all of the necessary pieces finished before we can restore the factory hardboard headliner for Irene. I'm pleased with the end result, and given the somewhat striking difference in color between the green interior with the newly painted pieces, as we repaint more of the surrounding trim, it should hopefully all come together in due time. Looking at the pieces with the garage door open letting some sunlight in, the color appears darker without being directly lit. Never mind the crumpling, sagging headliner boards and the chrome around it. Leave a comment down below telling me what you enjoyed or disliked about the video, no matter the case. And also, please consider subscribing to the channel and sharing the video, as I greatly enjoy making the content. Until next time, take care and God bless.